Hey, what is going on, YouTube family? Future tomorrow, guys, and today on deck we have the Women's Air Max 1 Mid Sneakerboot WP. This, guys, is part of Nike's 2014 sneaker boot offerings. Now, again, this is a women's pair of shoes. This is a US 12, which fits or converts to a men's 10.5. I have tried on the left shoe, guys, which the left foot for me being my biggest foot, and these definitely do fit. They're good to go. I wanted to make sure I didn't have to return them. They fit exactly like a men's 10.5. All the colors on this shoe, guys, being deep burgundy, cedar, hyper crimson, and hyper grape, have actually been found, or can be found, I should say, on several men's shoes that Nike has done for at least a couple years now. Nike has really been blurring the lines as far as what is women's colors and men's colors, and just what some of the offerings are on some of these shoes. This to me is no exception. I personally am not intimidated by the colors on this shoe. I will understand that this is not going to be for everyone, but I just wanted to give you guys my first impressions and just do a bit of a review of the shoe. Definitely going to be keeping it, not sending this back, especially again since it fits. So that's the shoe, guys, or that's the colorway. The shoe, obviously, or the mid, as you guys can tell, is basically an extended or a boot Air Max 1. That's basically in a nutshell what the shoe actually is. Nike started taking a lot of their classics and turning them into mids and boots, I would say around the late summer, early fall of 2013. For those of you who should be aware, they came out with the sneaker boot collection. I picked up the AF1s in those. I still have some colorways. I reviewed those for you guys last year, but I just thought that this year the Air Max 1, this particular boot, again only for women's, was straight fire. And one of the big things for me, guys, in a winter shoe or a winter boot is it has to be waterproof, as I learned the hard way back in 2010 with a pair of ACGs that were not waterproof or even water resistant. Now, when it comes to shoes, guys, that are waterproof or water resistant, you want to be careful with water resistant shoes and water resistant clothes, because if the shoe is exposed to too much water, it actually will eventually take water in, and it may actually take water in at the slightest drop or slightest splash, depending on how the shoe is actually designed. So this particular shoe, while it doesn't say Gore-Tex, there wasn't any hang tags on it that talked about any waterproofing technology. Apparently Nike has printed right there in blue on the side of the Air Max 1, guys, mid, that this shoe is waterproof. The tongue of the shoe is sealed to the sidewall, which is also a sign of a waterproof shoe. I have talked about that in past videos, such as your questions answered, and when I reviewed the dark loaded or olive duck boot AF1s last year. So by all indications, it looks like this shoe is going to be waterproof, but I won't really know that for sure until I take it through its paces and then do a follow-up video for you guys sometime later next year, or at the end of winter, well, yeah, next year, so you guys can kind of basically find out how the shoe did. The shoe does come in 2 different colorways. I should have mentioned that before, but again, I picked up the deep burgundy, cedar, hyper crimson, hyper grape, and just to catch back up to where we were before, so you guys can see that the majority of the shoe, or the entire shoe actually, is an Air Max 1 with just this extended mid to the top of the shoe. The mud guard area of the shoe, guys, starting from the medial side going all the way around to the other side, the exterior side of the shoe, the mud guard material, and first of all, it's like this very thick type of like suede, or actually it's more of like a treated leather material that makes me believe that this is definitely waterproof. But that's where you find the cedar color on the front of the toe box, guys, the tongue of the shoe, the actual laces of the shoe, this mid area part of the shoe. This is actually in deep burgundy. You can see right there in the back. And what's interesting is that this top material almost seems like it's some type of like Gore-Tex material, but again, the shoe did not come with any hang tags that said Gore-Tex anywhere on the shoe, so I would be careful with that. But if you look at the texture on the shoe really quick, or really close up, I'm sorry, that material right there, you can see that it's super tightly woven. It looks like that material might be waterproof. Again, no hang tags on the shoe talking about what that material is. And then you have like some traditional lever on the shoe where the Nike Air sign sits, and the waterproof sits right there on the back heel cap of the shoe. Right there, the Nike Air, that's where you have the hyper crimson, the two eyelets right there, and then the underneath front toe cap of the shoe on the outsole. That again, that's where the hyper crimson color comes in. Now, on the mid part of the shoe, the upper hair, guys, you can see right up here and then right up here, that's where you have that hit of leather material again. That's the only, like, it almost looks like it's like tumble leather, but that's the only like places there, and then there in the back where I showed you guys where you have that type of like tumble leather type of material. I'm gonna take the other shoe really quick because this was the shoe I tried on already. Again, my left foot is my biggest foot. Inside the shoe, guys, I mean, you can see that the back of the tongue, at least the top quarter part, this part right here, that's where the hyper grape color comes in. You can see here along the sock liner, this is very thick, by the way. You can even see by this extra like little bulge right here, you have that on both sides of the shoe. Very, very padded and thick. The shoe doesn't have like a warmth indicator or a rating that I could find. Nike doesn't generally do like warmth indicators for their shoes, so it'll be interesting to see how warm the shoe actually is, but there's definitely no wool or anything inside of the shoe. It seems to be like a cloth material that this purple hyper grape color is actually made out of. Front tongue of the shoe, guys, pull-up tab. There's a pull-up tab right here. There's a bit of like some lines, like parallel lines, kind of like a design on the actual pull-up tab right there. And then you have those lines again kind of running up the back tab of the shoe. And then you guys can see right there, there's a Nike tick right to the bottom right there, or the top, I'm sorry, of the pull-up tab. If the camera will go into some macro love, let's try to get the camera to go into some macro love for us. And then let's just swivel. So you can see the Nike tick right there, and then you can see right there it says estimated 1972 right on the back or right along here on that pull-up tab. The shoe, guys, does come with cardboard shoe trees with stuffing paper inside the cardboard shoe tree. The insole of the shoe should be removable. I haven't tried to remove it. Actually, yep, it is removable, but it's not too thick, and you can see obviously that the insole is actually like a type of blue, like an aqua blue almost, maybe a sky blue, I would say. Well, sky blue would be, yeah, maybe like more of an aqua blue. Well, not really aqua. I would say more of a royal blue, I'm sorry. With Nike and the Nike tick right in there. And then one of the most important things, again, talking about a shoe that is definitely waterproof, guys, is if I peel or pull the tongue back, you guys can see that, again, like I said, this tongue is stitched to the sidewall of the shoe, and that starts, like you can see this, you can see the part that connects it right here, this material, and this black material that actually connects the tongue to the sidewall, and that you see here in the bottom sidewall along here of the shoe, that's supposed to be reinforcing the waterproofing material. It actually feels like it would do the trick just perfectly, but again, I won't notice for sure, guys, until I actually put the shoe through its paces. The outsole of the shoe is also, well, one other thing first. The midsole of the shoe, guys, the speckles are actually like, it's not just one color of speckles, it's actually cedar and deep burgundy inside of the speckles. That's a really nice touch in my personal opinion. Obviously, you have your clear air unit right there. And then if we turn the shoe over, one of the interesting things about the outsole of this shoe is that Nike claims that it's a bit more extended than your regular Air Max 1 outsole. So let's just see if that's actually true. So let's look at the height of the actual treads right there. Look at the height of that. You guys can see how high that is. And now if I just reach over here and I take my Air Max 1 Beaches of Rio, you guys can definitely see that. So this is a normal traction, normal outsole of just a regular Air Max 1 non-mid shoe, and you can see that it's definitely lower on this, guys, versus on this. it's definitely a bit higher. So I definitely appreciated that Nike's language is actually pretty. I mean, you can even see it, like, I think like it's more noticeable here in the back, very noticeable. It's actually noticeable all over the outsole, but I'm just pretty happy that Nike actually didn't fib the language or kind of, you know, like, weren't really accurate. It does seem that overall this entire shoe is definitely winterized. You know, it's ready for the snow. One other thing before I almost forgot this. Obviously on the side panel here of, let me just get this out of the way really quick. But one of the awesome things about this shoe, guys, the side panel, you have that nice hologram material with the Nike swoosh or Nike tick right there, and you turn the shoe over, you have the same deal again. But I absolutely am just a huge fan of this. We've seen it in a number of shoes this year from men and women. But yeah, just absolutely love this. I think overall, my first impression, guys, really dope sneaker boot. In my personal opinion, I think Nike definitely nailed it with this. These are sitting for the most part. There's a couple sizes sold out on Nike.com and a couple other sites, but there are plenty of sites, guys, where I've actually seen these in a full size run. And again, if you are a men's 10.5 in your Air Max, you would be able to pick up a US women's 12 and you would be good to go. I was a bit worried because the contours of a woman's shoe, there are some very subtle differences to the way a women's shoe fits is what I meant. So I was a bit worried, but this Air Max 1 mid, definitely good to go. No fitting issues whatsoever. If you guys have any questions about these, you can either hit me up or just follow me if you want to see what my pictures or anything I'm posting photography wise on Instagram at Future Tomorrow. I'm also on Twitter at FutureTomorrow_. And if you guys also want to leave a comment down below, that's always welcome. Always love to hear your voice and your opinion. Let me know what you guys think about these or about something else, but preferably these, since this is what we're talking about today. Don't forget to hit the like button. That always goes a long way. And if you're just casually finding my channel for the first time, just passing through, you're not subscribed yet, just look at some of my videos. If you like the content I've covered and I think the direction of my channel, just hit the subscribe button. That would also be hugely appreciated. Guys, this is Future Tomorrow and I'm out. Peace.